So back to that entrepreneur bit and what makes an entrepreneur, because I've often thought about that. And I think it's the way somebody can look at an opportunity, evaluate it in their mind, and then I think an entrepreneur's got a slightly higher risk threshold to step out and do something. And successful entrepreneurs, I think, have that high risk threshold, but when they're evaluating that risk, somehow they can get more right than wrong. But back to the question that you actually asked, it was that weekend back in the early May 1991, after my experience of bumping into Jesus. And 6 weeks later, I had lunch with a local Christian accountant. And my opening words were, I don't think I can carry on being in business and be a Christian. They don't fit together. And over lunch, David explained to me that maybe the way that I was running my business and being a Christian didn't fit together. And that, in his words, I need to smarten up my act. And this has transpired in three ways. Firstly, in the area of honesty. Because when you've lived with, I don't care how I make money, it's all about making money. Corners are cut. Honesty is compromised because the end goal is just more. So in 1981, the business didn't have a computer because I didn't know whether I'd be clever enough to fiddle it. And I realized that I just had to run this business in a transparent, honest way. And what I would say today, and most of your listeners, I'm sure, they don't need to be told this because they just know this, it's in them. But actually, honesty pays. We need to do things in an honest way. And certainly from our witness perspective, and my head is up as a Christian. I'm known for my Christian values. It's really important that what I do well and I do honestly all of the time. The next challenge was around the products that I sell. And I just need to tell you quickly about a lady who came into my toy shop in October of 1990. So this is 6 months before I become a Christian. And she asked for me, and I go out and I thought, I know what is happening. I know what she's about to say. And she did. She said, Gary, I've come to talk to you about your window. And my response to her was, do you normally write to me about my window? Because every year somebody wrote to me about my window in October. Now I've never written to you, but I really want to talk to you about your window. I said, well, what's the problem with it? She said, we've got a witch in the window. You've got devil's forks in the window. You've got masks. You've got blood. You've got hairy hands. She said, you're encouraging children to play with darkness. And I said, I don't get it. It's just good fun. What on earth are you talking about? And I took her through the concept of being in business, buying things and selling things and making a profit. And she then turned around with something that, this lady had such confidence. She said to me, Gary, if you stop selling Halloween, the Lord will replace your lost business in other ways. And I laughed at her. I thought she was completely bonkers. But I remember what she said. 6 months later, I'm a Christian. And I thought, Gary, what are you doing about Halloween? Why would you want to be encouraging children to play with darkness? And I then spoke to a preacher, an evangelist that many of you might know, a guy called J. John. And I said, J. John, how will I know if something is really evil, that I shouldn't stock it? And he gave me a verse that I can't remember where it is, but the verse said, avoid that even appears to be evil. So we can debate whether something is evil, but if on the face of it, it appears to be evil, we are advised to avoid it. So I made a decision that day that I was going to stop selling Halloween, but I had no idea what the outcome might be. And October 1991, the first October of me being a Christian and not stocking Halloween, our increase in turnover was the biggest monthly increase we'd ever experienced with our 3 shops since our business had started. It was exponential. And that's when I realized that actually I can trust God with even the money. Even the money. He doesn't just know me by name. He doesn't love me unconditionally, not for what I could be. He just loves me as I am, but wants me to be different in some cases. But I can even trust him with the cash. And for me, that was a complete turning point. And J. John actually gave me, I don't know whether we're being videoed, but here is a plaque where J. John actually sent me a verse for me to remember, which has been my guiding verse. And it's 1 Samuel 2:30. Those who honor me, I will honor. And I can testify that this is absolutely true, provided your motive is right. Because if I do what I do because I want God to do something for me, it falls on its face. If I do what I do because of a relationship with Jesus, those that honor me, I will honor, absolutely works. So the question you asked is, how can we change society? I don't know that I've necessarily gone out with a purpose to change society. I've gone out to develop a business that I can be proud of, that is financially sound, within, and I remember when I didn't stock a certain toy, one of my senior members of staff at the time said, Gary, we're going to lose sales. And another senior member of staff said, we've got to work within the guidelines that Gary is setting. And actually, forget the guidelines that Gary is setting. I'm trying to work within the guidelines that the Lord is challenging me to work within. And maybe that might be changing society. Maybe it isn't. But I think an awful lot of people know what I do and know what I don't do.